Right now, applications are currently open at the University of Luxembourg. In this video, we are going to be applying for a study program at this university. So you have from now till the 24th of March. The first step you have to take is to first of all choose your program. You have to first of all start by choosing your program. Then you go ahead to check the eligibility criteria. If you actually meet the conditions to apply for a study program at this university. After you checking the eligibility criteria, also depend if you are a non-EU citizen or if you are an EU citizen. You also go ahead to prepare all the necessary documents, be it for a bachelor's program or for a master's program. Depending on whatsoever program you are applying for, you prepare those documents and you make use of the university's application portal to create your account. After creating your account, you receive, of course, a student ID, and you use the student ID to log into the account and also activate your account so you can make use of it during the application procedure. So with that account, you'll be able to fill in the application forms, like all the necessary informations about your educational background, your personal information, your proof of language proficiency, like all those things. You have to fill them in the application form online. After filling the application form, you also have to pay the fee and submit your application, after which your application is going to be processed. So those are the steps you have to take. The applications are now open, so take this opportunity and apply for a place of study at this university. Luxembourg is a beautiful country, so let's go ahead and begin with the application procedure. I will take you through a step-by-step process on how you can apply for a study program at this university. So let's dive right straight into the video. It says for non-EU students, the application period for 2026 to 2027 academic year will be open from 1st of February 2026 to the 24th of March. So the application window is currently open, and the applicants from the EU or Switzerland, the application period for 2026 to 2027 academic year will be open on the 1st of February 2026. So the application is already open as of now. So the first step you have to take to begin with the application is to choose your study program. Let's say first you need to choose a study program you want to apply for. You can apply for a maximum of 3 programs. Please note, once an application has been created, it cannot be modified or deleted. So let's choose the study program we want to apply for. Is it a bachelor's or a master's? So you have to click on that and you go ahead to put in your study level, your subject area, your language of instruction and faculty. So you have to choose this, you have to fill in this information to be able to choose your study program. Let's say it's a bachelor's, we'll go for a bachelor's. What subject area? What subject area? So these are the different subject areas you can select from. So we go for computer science and IT as an example. The teaching language, English plus French or English monolingual. So let's go for English. And then what faculty? Of course, technology and medicine. Let's just say technology and medicine. Once this has been done, you now have to check the eligibility criteria to know if you are qualified for the study program that you are actually applying for. So we now have to check the eligibility criteria after you have already chosen your study program. They say check your eligibility criteria. Find out whether you meet admission requirements for the University of Luxembourg using our tool below. So let's check the eligibility criteria. We go ahead to click here. It says check your eligibility. First step is the citizenship. Select your citizenship. Are you an EU or an EEA or a Swiss citizen? Or are you from a third world country? That's a non-EU. So we go for a third country citizen as an example here. Then you go to next. They say choose your type of application. Select the type of program you would like to apply for. We'll go for a bachelor's. Check eligibility. Your admission criteria for your specific situation as admission criteria. For a bachelor's program, you are an EU or a Swiss citizen or a non-EU citizen with a valid Luxembourg residence permit. Deadlines may vary depending on study programs. Please submit your application by the deadline applicable. So deadline is also very important. If your application is accepted, by the selection committee, you will receive a final admission letter. If your file is complete, a conditional admission letter. If your file is incomplete, you receive a conditional admission letter. But if it's complete, then you receive a final admission letter. You will need to upload missing documents via the admission portal before 15th November of your first semester of studies. So please note that incomplete enrollments cannot be deferred to future academic years. So if you cannot finalize your enrollment, you will need to restart the admission process with new student ID and upload all required documents again. So those are some of the conditions that you have to meet, the eligibility criteria that you need to meet up. That you need to have when applying for any of their study programs. After checking its eligibility criteria, the next step is now to prepare the required documents. So here you also can see the format in terms of the size in which you can upload your documents, like list of documents that are mostly requested depend on your chosen study program which you have applied for, and also if you're from the EU or you're a non-EU citizen. So depend on your individual situation. You can also find all the required documents here, the general required documents, be it for bachelor application or for a master application. So here you can also find every single information about the required documents. So it says, do you have a Luxembourg resident permit? If yes, you click on yes. But if you're an international student, then of course you do not yet have a Luxembourg residence permit. So if yes, you click on yes. If no, you click on no. So do you hold a high school diploma? If you have one, you click on yes. You say, have you obtained the equivalent level 4 of the Luxembourg qualification framework for your high school diploma from the Ministry of National Education of Luxembourg? So if you have one, you click on yes. If not, you click on no. You click on no. So let's say you have it. Enrollment dates for third country national applicants apply to your case. Okay. So let's go to continue. Full-time studies, of course, that's the type of studies you are looking for. Only options with planned opening dates are displayed. If your preferred choice is currently not in the list, please be patient. So here are some of the field of studies that are available for you to apply for. English Studies Semester 1, études français, germanistique, histoire, philosophy. So I also have bachelor in enseignement. So here are also some of the study programs that are available. You can choose from these ones or select from them to apply for. So let's see what we can choose here. Let's go for bachelor in computer science for first semester. They say, welcome to the admission of the University of Luxembourg. The admission process works as follows. First, you are required to fill out the admission form, which is this page. After completing and submitting it, you will receive an email that explains how to activate your temporary user account. So now you have to fill in all these personal details, your last name, first names, date of birth. Like, you have to fill in all these informations to continue with the application procedure. So after filling this, you go ahead to click on next. You also have to put in here a name of a person to contact in an emergency. It could be a parent, a guardian, a friend, like just any contact you can put in here in case of emergency. So it says we will use this address for all official communication. So whatever address you put in there, so that's what is going to be used to inform you about updates or the status of your application. So it says we will use this address for all official communication to you during the admission process. So it is your responsibility to inform the university of any changes. The University of Luxembourg declines all responsibility for non or late receipt of letters due to a false or erroneous or outdated address provided by applicants. So it's always good to put your current address when filling the application form. So is it a permanent address, is it a private rental, or a student accommodation? So you have to choose any of these options regarding your address. So I'll go ahead to choose a permanent address. Then now you have to fill in the country, your house number, your street number, like all those informations regarding your house address. Now you have to put in information about your education, your secondary education, in which country did you do your secondary education. Go ahead to fill in all the informations about your educational background, the institution, your name of degree, did you already obtain a degree, the grading, like everything, every information about your academic background. You have to fill in the information here. So if you have a prior study or a work experience of relevance to the curriculum of the study program for which you seek admission, you may receive transfer credit or waivers from degree requirements. So if you already have like a prior education that you had done before, maybe some of the credits can also be transferred to the current program you are applying for. It just goes to help maybe reduce the workload that you might have for the new program you want to apply for. Like the credit you have maybe in your previous program, if it's in relation with what you want to study now, the credits might just be transferred. And it also helps to reduce your period, the duration of your study period. So that's what this is all about. So if you have a prior study or work experience of relevance to the curriculum of the study program which you seek admission, you may receive transferred credit or waivers from degree requirements. As a consequence, you may also be placed in a higher semester If you think this applies to you, please indicate this by selecting the appropriate options below. So it says, I request recognition of prior studies or educational experience. If yes, you tick on yes. If no, you choose no. I request recognition of prior professional experience. If yes, yes. If no, you choose no. So that's what you go ahead to do here in this option. So I'm not requesting for any recognition, so I'll simply go ahead and choose no. So you go to next. So here you also have to choose your preferred language, your mother tongue. What level is it? In English, in French, in German. So you also have to choose here the language of instruction. The study programs of the University of Luxembourg have specific language requirements. They are an integral part of the selection and admission process. For more information about these requirements, please consult the web page. And then you go to next. Financing, means of financing. Is it personal or is it a company? So choose personal. You go to next. Here are the terms, the rules and regulations. So you have to also acknowledge the processing of your personal data. So you have to tick on this box. If you have read and approved, then you tick on the box. So here is the final step. You have to go through all the information which you have filled on the application form. With every information you have given, you have to go through the languages, your academic background, your house address, your financing, every single information you have given here. You have to go through to check and see if everything is correct before you can submit now your application. So those are the steps you have to take to apply for the study program. So hope you find this video helpful, and see you guys in my next one.